اللي شو رأيك بهالجيل دوخ الكل اوف شو خطير تعال نحكي عن جيلي وجيلك ونسمع جنواو للأخير.
كوي أهلا وسهلا.
يا أهلا وسهلا مبروكة.
زعتر. What's your favorite?
زعتر عشان كمان مربين انه الزعتر بخلينا اذكى وبيظبط الذاكره والدنيا كلها. زعتر
تعملي لي مثل الجزر باول عيون.
طبعا شو لك جزر باول نظر.
Is it true? Our parents were lying.
على الجزر ولا على الزعتر؟
اثنين.
ليكي نظري قوي والحمد لله عايشين ف it might have worked.
الزعتر مع خضره مع هش.
زعتر مع بندوره نعناع وخيار
والزيت.
لا هو نحن اوريدي الزعترات بالزيت مش ايه بتحطيهم مع المنقوشه.
شو البست سلطه يا اخو؟
فلافل.
عم تمزح.
الفلافل بتعرفي ليه؟ عشان مشوي.
لا.
Everything is made from scratch. أبو محمد هاي فخر. هاي فخر. فلافل مع خضرة different kinds of vegetables. homemade طحيني صوص أو طراطور. يعطيك العافية. فكري عافية.
طيب خالته عمو المطبخ كيف؟
ليكي مهضومين. فهمتي قصدي؟ مهضومين صار لهم يعني ما شاء الله صار لهم سوا فوق ال 40 سنة. فيعني حافظين بعض وقد ما حتى لو بتشوفيهم انه بتحسيهم اذا حتى لو منهم متفقين على شيء بس ما بيعيشوا بلا بعض صراحه.
كيوت.
ايه يعني بابا بس ماما ما تكون بالمحل او تكون ماما بابو ظبي بابا بينسى ياكل. بقول له شو بدك تاكل؟ بقول لي ما مرتي هنا.
But honestly, what do you think of our generation?
قصدك جنريشن جوجو عمرها 11.
لا
اي جنريشن؟
Like the Gen Z generation.
جن زي ما هي سنه هسه ذكريني.
ما تهين لي صح.
جن زي لا بطلت جن زي خلص بطلت هلا صرنا جو ميو.
GenWOW guys. I'm proud to say though.
Like Gen Z is a super interesting generation صراحة. They're يعني because of يعني حتى نحن we're blessed with the internet. أنا عندي كبير العمر 32 سنة كان عندي إنترنت في كل شيء بس إنه the internet wasn't as fast as هلا. The information, influencers, role models, access to role models was different. فيعني الحلو عن هالgeneration أو شو which could be a pro and a con إنه they have so much access to information they either do something great with it أو فرطة. Okay.
It is actually extreme.
And a major difference كمان شوف بين this generation and the previous generation حتى from a work life balance إنه and this is not wrong at all إنه a lot of them lead with emotion first. نحن اضطرينا not to lead with emotion first لتعلمنا to start increasing or working on strengthening our emotional intelligence.
You guys deal with too much logic.
يعني حتى بقول لك وحتى the people close to me بيجوا بيقولوا لك عكاوي is one of the most pragmatic person you'll ever meet. عشان كنا عم نحكي عن شيء أنا already فكرت ب what could go wrong, 10 things that could go wrong and 10 solutions just because if it happens I'm the calmest guy أو أبرد واحد. And we learn to lead and we learn to strengthen emotions or lead with emotions later because of probably you know burnouts, overworking, not knowing how to communicate. That's I بدي مقابلة تاني.
كل الوقت انت الواو.
أنا بس أنا عندي سؤال تقولي GenWOW ولا GenWOW ولا
Wow.
ها؟
It's actually GenWOW لأنه هالقد واو باسم Gen. What did you study in uni?
Business.
You mean?
Business.
How were the days?
Like it was fun صراحة. It was reckless. This is something
Was
that.
it here?
Yeah, I was here. I was in the Canadian University of Dubai, but the whole campus, not the one that's in City Wall.
Not the bougie
Not
one.
the bougie one. Everyone that's in the bougie one, you're welcome. The amount of times I filled macro and micro, half of that campus, and I used to do a lot of promoting jobs. Like I sold printers for like 6 months in one of the Emirates.
I'd imagine that.
I sold printers really well, by the way. You know what I mean? It was أيام printers. I دوري مع واي فاي تبعتي لها الإيميل تعمل the crème de la crème of printers. So it was interesting. My 20s were fun, and I don't regret anything. برجع probably ما بغير شيء because this is where I am today. I'm very proud of where I am today. alhamdulillah. And yeah.
Tell me about Dukkan Media.
So Dukkan Media started in Dukkan Media started in 2017. Before it came في Dukkan show, which OT started in 2016 or 2015, I believe. And then in one of the Red Bull events, because I used to work at Red Bull, it was a music event. OT came with Rima and I met him.
Okay.
And then بس هيك على حكي و hanging out and whatnot. Once they told me come on board and do we want to interview in Dukkan. on Dukkan show.
Yeah.
Or they had something called like couch sessions. So you just sit down and they interview. So then I don't know. We were once sitting down and we're like, okay, since كل حدا like why don't we like put it all under Dukkan Media and make it Dukkan Media rather than creating something new. وقتها كنت أنا بعدني I joined the show, like they officially told me you want to be on like part of the Dukkan show, like 10 shows. So, and then we came up and okay, let's make it Dukkan Media. We formed a company called Dukkan Media, which specializes in, yes, there's a podcast arm to it where we have shows that fall under our network, or we white label shows. For those of you that don't know, white labeling is where like governments or other channels come and want us to create a podcast and produce for them, but it's our name is not there. We white label. We created it and gave it to them. And then we also do qualitative research. What that leads into inside guides about consumers, trends that brands or governments use to either create campaigns, create products. We do workshops for them that lead to either creative solutions, sales solutions, all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, such a transition from this to F&B.
وصار له من 2008 يعني بابا من الجيل القديم يعني صار له على نفس الشيء نفس العادة بفيد بنفس الوقت ما شاء الله عليه بيروح على المحل ما بيخلي حدا يدق بالعجين وهو بيعمل ميكس العجين كل شيء سيم من 2002.
وبعدين وليش هذا تجيبه لهون؟ شو الشيء اللي شفته بدبي؟
There's a couple of reasons ليه أنا يعني ليه أخو منوشة وليه جبت بابا لهون وليش For the past 5 years, okay, كل ما يجوا أصحابي على أبو ظبي دوقهم أوف يام this is so nostalgic, this reminds me of home. كل شيء من الدو للingredients المحل كيف شكله للقعدة مع بيك it's so nostalgic and regardless whether they're from Lebanon من الأردن من فلسطين من سوريا and then it went to أنت بأبو ظبي I used to post إنه أنا بأبو ظبي أنت بأبو ظبي جيب لي معك 10 زعتر حطهم بالفريزر هيك صار اوكي طيب كول تمام هيك فبابا عم يقول لي طيب مين طلع بقول له يا اخي انا عم يسالوني بقول لي والله فكره نفتح بدبي ولا شيء قلت له ليك بس عندي لك شغله بدك عن جد زعتر عم تحكي جد قال لي شو قلت له هيك بابا دبي از مور نفتح بدبي لازم نسمي دبي بس قال لي شو بدك غير قلت له خاموش قال لي انسى قلت له طيب اوكي حانسى بعدين كل فتره وفتره هيك زدت له انه بلشت العب بال unconscious conscious mind psychology ما psychology اخذت كلاس واحد psychology بالجامعه زدت اخو انه شيء بعدين عرفنا نشغل الام انا شو رايك بهالاسم انه مهضوم وهيك انه لا عيب شو اللي عيب خلص كل واحد عنيته وعن جد كل واحد ما عم نزب على حدا مره على مره خليت شي 4-5 months انا دائما نحن قاعدين وننزل على ابو ظبي نشوفهم
انت كنت عن جد مستوعب انك رح تفتح بدبي
انه انا يعني I manifested it فهمت قصدي؟ قلت له هيك قال لي طب خلص يا اخي اوكي بابا فبابا ما بيعرف ماي ورك اثيك يعني قال لي اوكي قال لي يلا روح شو بدك تعمل هلا قلت له بدي اعمل لوجو اوكي اعمل لوجو ما بعرف اذا وقتها ولا افتر كابل دايز قاعد مع امي انا بابو ظبي ماما عم تدور بفايلات ولا شيء هيك وقعت passport picture of my dad when he was ما بعرف حتى كان عمره 40 39 شيء هيك قلت له في عندي فينا استعيرها اسانيد قالت لي صورتها بعتها لحدا قلت لها you know how to do caricature قالت لي صمتت الصوره قلت لها كاريكاتوره وين ولا شيء يوم ونص بعت لي اللوجو قلت لها اسرع انا هيك انا شغلت كل حياتي ببراندز وبريفنج ايجنتس اسرع راوندز فيدباك عملتهم بحياتي يعني بركي كانوا اول راوند قلت لك زبط الشوارب كانك عند حلاق زبط الشوارب تمام هذه هي هلا صرنا فيس 2 نفرجي بابا انه مش بس سمينا اخو منوشه
وشك عالم
هي از ذا براند رجيته يا لا يا اخي هو صلي على النبي كل البراندات طلع كيس طلع النور امين لازم يكون في حدا لا وما بعرف كيف بعدين كنا قاعدين انا وياه وماما وقاعدين قال ما بعرف ما صراحه ما بعرف كيف انا طلع لا ما بتذكر كنت دائما فرجي له اذا اسمع مني والله وبصير المحل وبنعمل ميرشندايز قال لي شو ليه بدك تعمل تياب شو خص التياب بهالموضوع وبدبي حيحبوك وميديا وهيك كمان قال لي طيب اوكي قال لي بس كمان بابا از اولد سكول فقال لي يلا هون بدك تفتح محل قلت له ليه بدي افتح محل دبي فيها بوب اب كلتشر قال لي شو قلت له بتروح بتعمل بوب اب بتحط فرن وهيك بتبيع قال لي كيف يعني بدك لايسن كيف بدك تعمل هيك وهيك قلت له خلص اترك علي فانا I have my own thing also called develop so develop helps either F&B brands or startup brands, whether if it's restaurant or B2C products, مثل it could be chocolate or milk or something, whatever. We help brand develop and we help business develop. And if they need a better sales strategy or where they need to be, so we help in that. فمرة, and we also help in partnerships, whether if it's through entertainment, like venues or whatever it is.
Nice.
So I was in Hyde Hotel, a meeting with the marketing director. I'm فشي واحد venues فوق. وعم تقول لي what can we do here? How can we activate it? Is it through comedy? Is it through music? شو رأيك بهالموضوع؟ كنا عم نحكي ونحن نازلين كان عندهم مطعم تحت ليفون. قلت لها how's this doing؟ قالت لي إنه we have our brunches بس we want to activate it more. قلت لها والله هلا المحل حتى ما فكرت فيها بس عم بقول لها قلت لي أنت شو بتعمل غير عنك عندك شيء أكل؟ قلت لها والله هلا عندنا محل نحن اسمه أطيب منوش وهلا I'm making a pop-up brand. وكنت عم فكر أصلاً بهايد هوتيل. قلت لها عندنا pop-up brand اسمه أخو منوشي. أخو منوشي فقط الضحك. قالت لي بتعملوا pop-up هون شو اسمه بس ليك أول شيء لازم ندوق الشيف. يعني إذا الشيف ما عرفته معي خلينا نحط قلت لها اترك علي. طلعت أنا وبابا وماما ومعنا كرتونة عجين وكرتونة الفلافل واللحم بعجين هذول طلعنا لعندهم قعدنا على الشيف لهلا بحبه بيحكيه كل أسبوع بشيء عليه وعملنا لهم إياه. they're like واو. طلع عليه بقول شو بدك تعملوا؟ قلت له يوم السبت هن عندهم برانش بدنا نجيب نحن الفرن والعيادة تبعنا وبدنا نبيع انه بدنا مش حنبيع يعني بس انه it's with them والعالم بيجوا.
اوكي.
قال لي شو هيك؟ ولا شيء. هوني انا اصلا كان اول سبت عملناها معهم الحمد لله it was full يعني from of course the support of the community that الحمد لله that's around me and my friends and family وعشان هني كمان خلص بدهم منقوشة بابا وكرمال بابا و it was a success. حتى وقتها بتذكر قبل على الصبح طلع علي لقينا عامل اللوجو على ستيكرز. قال لي اعمل ستيكرز. قلت له انت وشك حيكون على كل لابتوب بالامارات انا بفرجيك.
اوه ماي جاد.
ما قالت لي ليه اعمل ستيكرز. بعدين ماما لما شفت العالم عم ياخذوا منا ستيكرز ويحطوهم على التليفون قالت لي اعطيني ستيكر هيك يعني. تاني يوم لا التنين نحن كانوا مكاتبنا ب 25 hour hotel وانا I do a lot of work with 25 hour hotel. they're like family. بيش اللي عندي خانوا ذا جايز قال لي شو عم تعمل أخو منوشي عند العالم وتعمل عنا؟ قلت له اوف. قلت له يلا تعال نحكي. قال لي شو عبالك شو رايك تعمل شيء برمضان بالشيشه جاردن اللي عندهم فوق we go all out do you take يعني بضلك عنا كل رمضان.
It's a great venue.
قلت له من هالعين قبل هالعين.
اوكي.
والحمد لله it was a success. تصور انا قد ايه كنت بنايكي وكنت بريد بول ودكان والدنيا كلها بي ما قاعد اول اسبوعين بالبلد فيتشر على جي كيو طلعت صورته والدنيا كلها شو الوصل يا زلمه. فلا it did very well from a PR perspective especially with the support from the hotel يعني جي كيو وهي ماجازين قصص زي كذا. يعني بشوف وقت كمان I collaborated. تفضل.
بجد تفضل.
انا طالب بنعيش انا عندي
وقتها collaborated that's yours.
الحمد لله people loved it. It was everything the brand is. It was يعني come خود المنقوشة the oven was front facing for you still تقعد مع بيك تشوف كيف عم يعملها بس كان فيك تقعد تأرجل you enjoy رمضان you enjoy سحور and yeah
beautiful experience.
Yeah. And then after Ramadan I traveled to قبل ما سافرت على لبنان السركال approached me because they got my digits and my number from Chan. Love you Chan. And she's like would you guys be interested in a space or and I told her I was very honest. I was like ليكي صراحة and I went and I saw it and I love Sirkal and I love what Sirkal represents and how it's very community based as well. بس رحت شفته قلت لها ليكي sorry it's too big for a manouche place. And I was thinking I was like شو فيني نزيد كرمال يكونوا because at the end of the day it's a business. يعني if I wanna يعني if you wanted to go into this you need to have a B&M you need to budget. فيعني إذا عندك محل هالقد just selling مناقيش وان كارت فبلش فكر بركي لازم نزيد على أخو منقوشة شاورما بركي لازم نزيد سندويشات بركي لازم أعمل هيك. And then I was talking to who's also from the food industry because I believe in picking people's brain. حتى دي يعني أنا I don't have any role models but I look up to people's actions.
Okay.
Maybe that's role model صراحة ما بعرف بس إنه هذا يعني really good you look up to ما عندي حدا براسي ما بيطلع على بس إنه there are actions that I have people around me whether they're very close or very far that have done that I go like okay it must have taken this kind of thinking or this kind of personal experience that led to this successful action. So I asked him about that.
Okay.
And he told me I think it was Samer from Akibadori. It was Samer from Akibadori. He told me and listen the moment you start thinking about changing your brand for a space that space is not for you. and I'm like, well, you know what, because صح يعني إذا بلشت غير المنيو تبعنا so I can expand it كمان بطل أخو منوشي صار في شاورما وصار في you know what I mean and I'm like that makes so much sense. And with أخو منوشي is wherever we go the brand is still there, the logo is, but we still change some things also to appeal to the community, to appeal to everything around. And I'm like, okay, I'm in Sirkal, I'm going to be in Sirkal. Sirkal is community first, it's art first, it's local, regional, international artists that are either have their internship there or fellowship, or community, or they have their galleries or they're featured in galleries. And I have a very dear friend to me called Ali Shaban. And in my head, I'm like, one of the things that we want to do with Akhu Manoushe is we want to contemporize the manoushe. No, it still has its ingredient. It will never be touched. The ingredients will study it, but we still want to make it for this generation. And if you want to take it outside, it will fit. And it's contemporary. It's a thing, but it's still the same exact taste. But the manoushe, the feel, it's contemporary. And I'm like, and I sat down with Ali, and I swear to God, you can ask it. It was a 3-minute conversation ولا شيء. قلت له علي I want to do 1 2 3. قال لي بس عندي لك شرط. قلت له قال لي I want creative freedom. قلت له ما قلت له down. This was the conversation between me and Ali Shaban. He took a week or something ورجالي mood board ورجالي manifesto. أنا عامل mood board manifesto is like music to my ears because when you have Nike everything starts with a mood board and a manifesto. We went a bit حكينا عنها he showed me what and he went and Ali كمان because he's a creative he does a lot of research. So he went and he got and his mood board was it was a time teleportation device to like 1950 Lebanon or Urdu or Palestine like everything to the كراسي بلاستيك يعني اللي you know what I mean يعني كل شيء عن الخبرة what the brand was Ali visualized it in that world. وغيرنا وهيك قلت له perfect now it was time to find someone to bring it to life so I worked with Spinworks man he's the owner of Spinworks the man and I know him from كمان my Nike where I worked huge projects with them all the way to the smallest so he's the kind of guy that بتحط رجليك بمي بارد you know what I mean ولا شي 3 rounds of feedback عملنا خلصت هاي we sent it to Sirkal they fell in love with it وهي ضل and then October we're supposed to be we're supposed to be up and at it by September 28. We opened 10 days late بس كاس تعرف الفرن الجقرات الحطم أضغط وانت على that's the beauty about F&B like every time I sit with someone in F&B I'm like bro why are we in this why are you in this especially the ones اللي ما شاء الله بادئين businesses like Chang like Elias from Pinch Gourmet Allah I can't name everyone so no one can name but these are the first two that come to mind felt like why like there's always something in F&B حتى السؤال مع ندى والشيف سلام من بيت مريم like there's always something whether if it's something مع employees or something مع ingredient or الغاز ما ظبط why are we in this يعني بس إنه it's also because you love bringing people together.
Does running make you happy?
Like المفروض شيء running. Like صراحة.
When did you get into running, Akkawi?
Like I say this, I'm very open about this. I don't like running. You know what I mean? I don't like running. But I'll tell you how this all happened. So at the moment, I'm doing something called 777. So 777, it's something that's the founder came up with. He's one of my dear friends. We met at Nike when we were colleagues in 2013, and we're still friends. So those of you who don't know me, he's the guy that's 7 foot. Yeah. So 777 is 7 ultra marathons, and ultra marathon is anything above 42 kilometers. So we're doing 50. So 50 kilometer ultra marathons in 7 days, 1 day per emirate. عن جد. هلا قلت بطريقة أنا every time I say it.
Why did you get into this?
So I'll give you the backstory. Last year in 30 by 30, we were contacted for everyone to do something outside of their comfort zone, part of the Dukkan show crew. And I was like, no, what am I going to do sports-wise outside my comfort zone? Like, I play paddle, I play basketball, I work out, but it's not outside my comfort zone. And no, I love these things. I love I'm a competitive human being. I love being in that. And what I could do to challenge myself for 30 days. فوقت بلش 30 by 30 and I still didn't come up with it. I'm like, and I was sitting down and I saw the buy 10K run. I'm like, you know what? Let me run without music, and I want to do it under an hour. Yeah. وقتها Aaron Nabilsi, who is on the UAE triathlon national team. And she always tried to get me to run. And come try. I hate running. Khalas, I don't. But I think you really, Anjad, the people that you surround yourself by affect you without you noticing. Like when you see someone finishing a triathlon or doing greatly, or someone rocking in a deal, or someone having great food, or someone, it's all affects you or gets into your subconscious. And I want something like that. So I'm like, I was looking at the Dubai run, which is the 10K on Sheikh Zayed, and I was like, خلص هعمل sign up. And I was telling you, أنا يا تخو يا أكسر مخ. مش إنه let me see how this run is going to be. لا خلاص sign up وأطلع على Instagram just so I can hold myself accountable. Who wants to run with me 10K under an hour? Can بعد فيش 2 weeks and a half, by the way. And I went and I went to a guy called Coach Lee to teach me how to run, because apparently again, just go and run. There's a way on how you run and how you're supposed to land that impacts your body and impacts your distance and impacts your speed. So I went and I had 2 weeks and a half. So I went like 4 sessions a week. I'm and running, not knowing a son show assisted running or anything, not knowing what's the science of running. I went and I did the 10K. I did it in 53 minutes.
Fuck.
وحياة الله. I swear to God. I did it in 53 بس شو بدي خبرك the week and a half after it الله لا يفرجيك لا ركب لا أكيليز لا من يحزنون nothing. I swear to God, nothing.
Like any ice showers?
I love ice baths, don't worry. And I've been doing ice bath before the gym. Okay, so
okay.
Danny Neville got me into it after we finished paddle. This is like 3 years ago. قال لي رايح أعمل ice bath. قلت له الله never mind. I did that. And I did it, and I'm like, oh wow, I slept like a baby that night. That was full. And I tried doing ice bath. رحت عم فيز. I'm like, this hurts, whatever. A week and a half خلص ابتدينا. بس إنه this was all because I only trained for 2 weeks, and I went and I surprised my body with 10K records. So that's not good. You need to do things gradually.
Yeah. Tell yourself.
Okay, well, honestly, I'm not as good that I had it. Great mental, great mental achievement, great body achievement. Bravo on that. يعطيك العافية. Stefan Mulek, الله يعيننا عليه.
Okay.
So Stefan, before أصلاً معنا, I said yes to this, and again, remember the energies of the process. He signed up to do 100K in Italy. What? 100 kilometers. He went and did it. He did 100K, God bless him. In 20 hours or in 19 hours in Italy, came back. He has a podcast called Forever Student, great podcast. So I was like, listen, let's change it up a bit, because he always interviews people. I'm going to interview in the Forever Student show, so you can tell people about your journey, and it was super. If you guys didn't hear it, go to Forever Student. Here's Stefan's 100K interview. He takes you to, but you know, it's the thing. What's the super interesting thing about these 100Ks or ultras? There are people that even do 250, by the way. In Sahara, there are remarkable people in the world that do it. Because it's the journey before that's much difficult than the action. It's the sacrifice. It's the saying no to stuff. You know, knowing Stefan when we were younger, and when he signed up for 100K, saying no to going out, saying no to alcohol, saying no to the dinners, and I'll show you weddings. You know what I mean? Like and also waking up and training when you're tired, training when you're sick. And he was talking to me about that. Then he talked about the couple of minutes before the race, then after, and all the pasta that he ate. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what's next? And he goes like, you know what? I want to do something, because Stefan was born and raised in the UAE as well, and in Dubai. He's like, I want to do something for here. I'm gonna do 7 ultra marathons in 7 days in 7 Emirates. What about? And I'm like, okay, Stefan, great. Perfect. Do you? I don't know what I was finishing the interview and feeling inspired from Stefan and walking away and remembering how great I felt after the 10K. We shouldn't go to 21K. Remember how great I felt after the 10K. I called Stefan to go in.
You crazy motherfucker.
Stefan never, since we were in Nike till this day. You know, he jumps on the bandwagon. If I'm doing a mistake next time, he's like, okay, we'll do it together. You know what I mean?
Down together. No.
And here we are today, training for 7 ultramarathons in 7 Emirates in 7 days with 7 other inspirational people that are with us. I don't know, either 7 or 8. Ian, Louis, Jade, me, Stefan. Yeah. 7. Yeah, we're 7 at the moment.
How are you training? How are you preparing?
So we're being coached by Coach GenWOW from BR Performance Studios. They're notorious for training triathletes, athletes, runners, swimmers. They're they're still doing it. They still survive. They're insane. So they're training us, and it's a lifestyle صراحة يعني. And as much as you think إنه خلاص إنه I'll train for it, you know what I mean? إنه it's running. How long is it going to be? It's a lifestyle. It's like I said, it's a journey before. So and there's a science behind it. مش إنه I'm training for a marathon. خلاص let me just go run every day. No, there's strength training, or you can be able to run. There's mobility, and it's so there's nutrition. You know what I mean? Like the other day I ran 25K, and I went back home like, oh, I'm not hungry. And I don't need to replenish my body. خلاص let me just sit down. My whole body cramped, and that's because you didn't replenish your body with all the sodium that went. There's a whole science, but it's so interesting. And it's there's also a sense. Yani, 777 is also the main core of it. Is there's also a charity arm to it. So we're working with the UNHCR, and the whole thing around it is where we choose to run, there are people that are forced to run away.
Okay. If your best friend picked a tattoo for you to get, what would you pick?
I would pick, or would they?
Would she or he pick?
For me? Yeah. Tattoo?
Mm-hmm.
People know I don't like tattoos. No, ما فيني أحط مش أنا because يعني I'm very OCD, so I wouldn't know what to choose. And if I choose a tattoo, you're gonna تحطيني عامل sleep. فأنا قاعد تفصل I wouldn't know صراحة. That's a pretty hard question.
Top of your head, but what tattoo would you get?
Maybe an infinity. Because I like whatever I build or do for myself or family, I want it to live on.
So like a 16-year-old. You're gonna get in this any tattoo. No. So about what? What's your favorite way to?
Now I had a better answer, y'all.
What is your favorite way to unwind and relax when you're not in the public eye?
Unwind and relax when I'm not in the public eye. صراحة فيني أخبي شيء about me and my body and my mind. The second I go home and I have nothing to do, like my mind was, we're at home, I fall asleep. Ask my mom. And if there was an Olympic sport for falling asleep, not sleeping, it's me.
No.
Yeah. خلاص, because my mom goes, ما في شيء. Like even when Stefan had a phase in his life, he still has it where he did, he's still doing it, yeah. Where he got mentored and learned how to do meditation. So every time I went, what is she? 2-3 minutes in. You know what I mean? أنا ما بشخر إذا نايم على ظهري. So.
Oh my god.
But I unwind through sports. صراحة. I love basketball. I love paddle. I love competitive sports, and because it's competitive, it gets me. I don't think only about how to win or how to help my teammate. Like what was the most difficult thing for me about running is that you don't zone out of life because you're running بينك وبين حالك, and this is why I chose to run without music. I used to not enjoy being with myself because I used to get really dark, or and the way I speak to myself used to not be healthy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when I ran the 10K, it went. When I started running for that 10K, it went dark. But then happiness, and then I thought about life. I thought about my family, and I learned how to speak with myself better through running. By the way, and then I heard something where you need to speak to yourself the same way you would want your best friend speak to you. Well, how would you speak to your best friend? Like if you're doing something at work, you're gonna you tell yourself, but would you say that to your best friend? No, you're giving constructive feedback. Exactly. Because you know if you're gonna say that, he's gonna put him down. So you need to you are your best friend because that's how you need to speak to yourself. And I learned that through running because I was by myself for a very long time, whether it was the 10K or training for it or now. And now خلاص بنبسط أنا like if there's something that I really need to think about, it's there. Or if I just want to think about nothing, it's there. But to unwind, it's through sports like basketball and.
Now it's time to swap. Are you ready?
أسئلة أنت ماسكة أربع سنين أسئلة خلاص الحمد لله.
So you get 3 questions. You can either it's time to swap.
كل الأغاني اللي أنت عملتيها في واحدة تندم إنك عملتيها ولا؟
أول أغنية.
ليه؟
أنا كتير حقيقية.
طب ليه؟
استحاولت يعني. صار كتير أنسأل عنها. So I like. At one point I'm like, let's stop asking it to very personal questions. And then I'm like, it's my fault. I released it.
But like a lot of artists great hits, well, it's more about personal. يعني تعرف إنه يعني you choose this as a form of إنه قلت حبلش هاي أول غنية لإلك إن أنا عم يعرفوا مين أنا ولا أنا بس كان عبالي فضفي بالبعض بالغنية.
I just wanted to vent out. and I didn't know I was gonna go places. Like it was my first song ever, you know.
عزبة ولو عزبة أو مش عزبة شو هو الفارس أحلامك اشرحي لنا إياه على الكاميرا. تكرم على كل الشعب اللي عندهم كلش بس يعرف شو لازم يحسنوا من شخصيتهم كمان يكونوا up to par. خبرينا ما هو فارس أحلامك؟ من المنظر للشخصية ما تدفعين وحدية إنه honest family guy وأطول مني.
Okay. أول شيء كتير مهم لازم يكون into sports لأنه I'm crazy about sports. Very passionate. He does something that really هيك من قلبه. موضوع family guy is very important صراحة. يعني لازم واحد يكون هيك بحب أهله وكذا حدا يعطينيها مع أخواته على الأساس. definitely شخص هيك يعني بيحترم حاله وبيحترم الباوندريز تبعاته بيحب حاله وتصالح مع نفسه لأنه هذاك it's a projection الحين. لكن عن عقد يعني أكيد بس إنه someone who's actually done شو أنت خبرني؟
لا حبيبتي أنا خلص ساعات لهون راحت الهاي. بدك يكون موسيقار نحرز يكون بروديوسر دائما نضلنا عم ندور على بروديوسر ونحط بنص هيك اختي طلعت قالت ايه والله قلنا حد.
بس عن جد عكاوي let's end it with this question.
شو؟
I'll write back at you.
I've been someone for some reason this is a good or a bad thing. Of course it's a good thing. I'm بمزح بس إنه I've always been attracted to a lot of my previous girls in my life, God bless them all. They were very strong and opinionated women, so that's very very important to me. Because then that comes with experience, that comes with or trauma, that comes from values, that comes from the way you're raised. So that's super important to me. Active, someone that can be with you in a room and then not know anyone, but can still own the room. And not mine, you know what I mean? For those are kind of like all بيطلعوا براسي. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
ميرسي لإلك، ميرسي على GenWOW.
دوخ الكل شو خطير تعال نحكي عن جيلي وجيلك ونسمع GenWOW.